I would like to call upon our next session for the day, and this shall be a panel discussion, building the framework for digital experiences to drive valuable experiences in the hybrid world of work. I would like to call upon our moderator, Mr. Hemanth Purohit, CEO, Parahit. Can we please give a huge round of applause as our moderator and panelists come on the dais? I would like to introduce the panelists now. Ms. Monika Kapoor, Director, Enterprise Technology Solutions, IT COE, Thermo Fisher Scientific. Ms. Nikita Das, Director, India Marketing, Dassault Systems. Mr. Prashant Sharma, Vice President, CX Risk and Payments, Gameskraft. Mr. Farid Khan, Head CRM, Titan Company Limited. I understand the energy levels might be a little low, but it would be really great if you can all keep applauding while our panelists come on the dais. Mr. Ranjit Kumar, Head of Customer Experience, Ninjacart. Mr. Seetharaman, Srinivasan, Director, Supply Chain and Customer Experience, HARMAN International India Private Limited. And last but not the least, Mr. Mehfooz Ali Khan, Head of Operations, PBPartners.
Hello. Good evening, guys. I hope you guys are enough pepped up to listen to our theories and boring stuff. Are you guys pepped up? Okay. Can I see everybody on the panel side? We're boring stuff, we know, but still, we have to do our job. So I welcome all the panelists, I thank you all for listening to us for next 50 minutes beforehand because we're going to bore you again. I'm emphasizing on that. And this reverse engineering can maybe, have active ears. Welcome all the panelists. I would request all the panelists to introduce themselves in case you guys have questions marked to individual person here in the panel.
Hi, I'm Monika Kapoor. I am site lead for IT COE for Thermo Fisher Scientific. Glad to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Nitika Das. I head marketing for Dassault Systems India.
Hi everyone, Prashant here. I work with an online gaming company called Gameskraft. And I take care of customer experience, risk and payments.
Hello everyone, I'm Ranjit. I head the customer experience at Ninjacart. To give a brief context about where I come from, Ninjacart is India's largest leading agri-tech supply chain platform, connecting farmers directly with businesses, ensuring that the fresh produces reaches the businesses with the quickest time possible. And we play a significant role in digitalizing the entire agri ecosystem. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Seetharam. I head the customer experience and supply chain for HARMAN International. Most of you guys might know the brand name as JBL. So we are the pioneers in terms of audio products worldwide.
Good evening, all. My name is Mehfooz Khan. I'm taking care of entire services for PBPartners. My role is the customer experience, partner engagements, the entire policy issuance, endorsement, claim servicing, and in all other parts of the partners. So I need to take care of internal as well as the external experience also.
Well, thank you guys. So we are here to talk about the digital experience, how we create a framework or how we transform our companies to create a framework around the digital experience taken by the customers. And eventually most of the customers getting online and seeing all the tools, applications or the world of tech to get the services, get the product, get the deliveries. So how the strategy or how the framework should be around that. So, if we start how the framework should be, I would like to ask Nitika. So, what is it? Effective communication through digital channels. so that a good customer experience can be created. So communication can be any type of human communication or a bot-based communication or any UI UX which you do, you know. So that's
Right. So, thanks, Prashant. See, I would say the role of digital. Yeah. Am I audible now? Yeah. Okay. So, see, the role of effective communication, I think, is one of the most important in digital communication, right? Digital experience for any customer. And we all know that most of our customers are now on digital, right? So and they are on various channels. So what we need to do as companies need to do is drive a holistic approach, right? And a strategy for ensuring a great customer experience across all channels, right? So what we need to first understand is what is the customer looking for, right? And what do they do? And then based on that, we devise a strategy around the entire communication throughout these various channels, throughout the customer journey as well, right? So from the time of customer onboarding to the time that they have bought the product, to the time when they have, you know, a service request. So there has to be a customer journey mapped out, and through that, a strategy around that entire communication, right? So when we buy a product, for example, from any company, and we receive a communication from the company of us onboarding us, welcoming us as a customer, right? That makes us feel good, and also builds a rapport, right? So the idea is that we build a rapport and also make that customer a lifelong customer for us, right? So I think, and also ensuring that this communication is personalized. So we need to also make sure that all of our communications are personalized and effective. So just buying a product and then not receiving a training manual on how to use that product also is not an effective communication, right? So this cannot be an afterthought. I think all companies need to understand the customer's journey, one, what is the customer looking for, and then devise that communication plan throughout that entire journey, and effective communication that is important, that is clear, that is precise to a customer.
yeah, absolutely. So let's take an example of. I will also ask Prashant, because what we were discussing around the same thing. You will have to also speak for a couple of minutes on that. For example, whenever Apple launches a product, see, for the first time they launched probably I think iPhone 10. They made a parallax-based website where the product was coming from down to up, and it was an experience which was actually telling you, oh, is this the product coming from some black hole coming up to light, like that? Though that's an effective communication. So when your product launch is happening, whenever a customer is looking for a communication, just like Prashant is going to tell you about how customers are looking for effective communication, would you like to also?
Sure. So let me probably give examples of our industry, right? So on the gaming side, typically you have variety of customers from different age groups. Like to just tell about us, we offer casual games, we offer card games, we offer other games also, right? So there are customers for, say, some casual games who are playing around 18 to 25. In certain cases, they are 25 to 35. In certain cases, more than that, right? So when we design our customer journeys, I think the one thing that we always look for is be and do what your customers want or what their need is, right? Most of the times, I mean, and that's an important statement, because many times what we do is, because of the various experiences we carry, we try to force fit things. Okay, these are ways that things concern. Oh, hey, I have worked with an e-commerce company, and there is where this process works. Let's just put it across and let's see how it works, right? That is not how you should design an experience. And we have seen that reciprocating with our customers also, right? some of the most common things that we thought initially would work with our customers did not, and sometimes those crude ways of kind of explaining them things worked. Just for an example, we have a lot of vernacular audience for our case, right? So that most times when we prepare for any product launches, being a fast-growing startup, you don't have all the time in the world to develop, all your products in all the languages. So initially, we used to say, create some, I would say FAQ docs in English, create a basic video, and then kind of launch. And then we used to see a lot of, questions around basic things around, okay, what does this mean? What does it mean for me? And then we started figuring out, okay, while we see things from our lens, maybe the customer sees from a very different lens. So when you start looking at so this is called the customer in approach, right? The outside in approach. One is the inside out approach. That's what most of us, and all of us have been a part of that. Even I sometimes fall into a trap where we think inside out. But then I think the objective is to also look at outside in to see what our customers need, and those needs may be intrinsic or extrinsic. In certain cases, they may express what they need. In some cases, they don't even know what they need, right? So that's also one of the interesting things. We keep talking to our customers. We ask them, okay, what do you need here? Like we have also, say we are launching a new product, right? We will offer them 2 or 3 screens and ask them, okay, what of these screens work for you? They do not know at the time. When you launch it, maybe when they start playing, they'll figure out, oh, this doesn't work for me, or this UI has to be this way. Or, when I'm playing a game with both my fingers, maybe this is a very commonly used button that I want to access. Can it be, holistically kept, say, left center or somewhere, right? So there are nuances, and I think these nuances exist with each of these businesses. So my mantra is that, always take the outside-in approach, and second, always remember that customers pay for their care. This is what I tell my team. They are a paying customer and they deserve that care. So take that into your minds, and all of us have been customers ourselves. So if we keep that in the back of our minds, we'll be able to design the experiences in a very holistic way.
Correct, absolutely true. So I would like to ask Prashant, then when we are talking about intrinsic and extrinsic, way of communication, so that we understand all those things, what should be the best practices? You should actually getting more show time on this, but what should be the best practices that you should have for inclusive as well as accessible, and user-friendly way of communicating with the customer?
Got it. So, see, the way that we work out here is, as I said, we have a lot of vernacular audience, different age groups. Whenever we pick up a problem statement, first, a lot of effort is done into what the problem is and why the problem is, right? And not into only from our side. So there is always an aspect about, okay, why is this good for business versus why it is good for the consumer, right? So one of the very important checklists that we have in our problem discussion is answer both these questions. What is in it for us and what is it for the customer? That's the first thing. After that, you start the design thinking, wherein, involve your product teams, design teams, and there again, give them the liberty to give them an open problem statement, right? Most of the times we fall into the trap that, say somebody decided in the boardroom key, we need to do this. Set a clear target key, this has to be achieved, send an email and get things done. What my experiences have been, rather give your team the flexibility to work around problem areas, right? So give them a broad guideline, okay, this is the problem what we are trying to solve, and this is the thing that we need to achieve from a business perspective, and these are the outcomes from a customer perspective, and now you kind of start exploring. So then you start working around, some of these cases, you figure out some designs, figure out some use cases, and then you start validating them and start questioning them from different angles. And one of the things that we have done is that in all our key business decisions, we have a CX member, depending on the level of discussions happening, somebody is present, right? So that question is always there, right? Okay, are we thinking only from the business perspective or are we thinking from the customer perspective? And then at a certain stage, we also do, user feedbacks much before we launch the product. So we have a panel of users from different age groups, different kind of experiences that they've on the platform. We do reach out to them through various channels, try to get feedbacks into, okay, this is a problem that we feel you might be facing, or this is something that we're going to solve. How is it that it works for you, right? Again, as I said, it's not a very easy answer that we get, but there's some ways that we have figured out through experiences that we are able to ask the right questions to be able to get some deeper sense, and that goes back into the cycle. Very important thing is that whenever you launch a new system or a product or a feature, define your success metrics, both for the business and for the customer, and always review them very frequently after you launch. It's very easy to launch something and then say, chalo, let's put in the back burner, ab kuch naya banate hain. Right? We don't need to do new things. We need to do few things differently. And that's one learning that we got. We have we launched a new Rummy brand, and we figured out that there are fewer features there, but it is growing at a much faster pace than our earlier product. And the simpler thing, and what we understood was that it was a simpler product. The offering was simple. So consumers don't need 10 different offers. Consumers don't need 10 different things. They need simpler things which actually work for them. So that kind of brings in. So this is how, so I just gave a little practical example of how we execute things at Office.
Yeah, great. So I will go to Seetharam because it drills down to when you talk about customers, when you talk about customers' feedback before you launch the product or after you launch the product, or if you are available for all the customers in a generic format, then where does personalization happen in this whole journey? At the same time, having so many diversified tools, technologies in the digital world, how you get to the personalization for a good customer experience. So,
thanks for that, Prashant. See, now in terms of customer experience, I think worldwide the customers are expecting every brand to provide personalized experience, because that is the differentiator for any branch. It's not just your product or your after sales support. How well you define your experience for the customer to retain him and be a loyal member for the brand. Right. So in that way, when there are multiple channels available to us to reach the customers, how do we have seamless experience, a personalized experience catered to the customer across the channel? It starts with data profiling for us, especially. Right? So we segment the customers because that is very, very crucial for you to have a very personalized experience curated for every segment. Right? So we have multiple segmentation done. So now it's evolving into a micro segmentation where we go into their behavioral analysis, how much time do they spend on the websites, on each product category, what is the TG about, all those things based on which for each platform there are curated personalized experiences. Right? So I would just echo on what Prashant said. So we are there to simplify lives, right? It's not simple. So we are trying to simplify everything with these kind of personalized experiences. When we do the customer profiling and when we have a very quality data set, right, that gives us a lot of things as an ammunition for your brand to grow, right? Most of the customers prefer that when it's very personalized and I get the relevant content what I need, right? You're just not dumping across on WhatsApp or over mails, blasting across marketing contents. It's not going to be relevant for them. You need to curate and give relevant content for them. Right? I would say the absolute example what we have in everyday life is your Netflix. Right? When you're in the home page, you always get options like you have watched this and you can watch all those things and everything. The back end is something which people generally don't know. There are severe algorithms which runs to curate your personal experiences for those kind of things. That's how a platform will evolve or every brand will evolve in terms of customer experiences.
Yeah, great. So I also want to share an example. I did not know 3 years ago the age would struck me and then my hairs will start going away and then I was trying to become young again because all my life I had, long hairs and whatnot. Then all of a sudden it was going away. So this brand on some social media, I think Nat something, Nat basket something, showed that, this hair pack will 3 months and whatnot, and I was flat. I said, oh, really? Okay, let's do it. From the social media ad, they asked me some basic details of thinning or whatever. And then after that, the product came to me. Right after the product came to me, a WhatsApp message came to me by saying that these are the ways you should use it. And then those steps were written, and after 3 days or 4 days, it is your third day, have you used the pack? And and I, 100% I understand that this is some automation which they have already done at the end, but it is personalized. They have taken my feed from the marketing engine, which was given some data points to them on how it should be used and whatnot. And then on the hair part, they have followed up for 1 week or 2 weeks. And after that, of course, the offers and whatnot that your pack is finished or not. So Let's Shave, there's this new company, they also do a personalized thing. So in order to do all of that, data analytics and how you do the entire tool engine to analyze and then make it personal. Monika, I think you should tell us about how businesses can effectively utilize the data, put what kind of tool to create a personalized experience for a good customer or valuable customer experience.
Yeah, so we all know that often it's being said that data is gold, right? And many people are saying data is new oil. What does it mean, right? And we are also talking about personalizing the communication. There are millions of customers or prospects. How you will remember everything? It's next to impossible. So there, data analytics plays the role. Otherwise, data will just be a garbage, I will say, and it will not bring that value for your customers if you are not utilizing that data in the right way. There is science behind it. There are predictive analytics, there is a customer segmentation, there are thousands of techniques that you can apply on your data to derive on that what my customer likes or what I should sell or when will be the right time for the customer to repurchase, right? But in a nutshell, you also need to focus upon the quality and the governance that is going around data. If you're not focusing on that, then you will be addressing someone by somebody else's name. You will be changing the title. How many times you get cold calls still, and specifically to ladies that should be happening, where they say, hello sir, am I speaking to Monika? Since when Monika name was of sir, right? So it's not only the data analytics that you put across on the data that you have collected so far, but it's also important that the data that you are getting in, it's in the right shape to get utilized. Now, how you can personalize? Definitely, customer interacts with you. How? Maximum times it's actually through digital experience, right? When you walk in the store, then also your data is actually getting captured on the tablets nowadays. If you go to the store, right, it's offline, but the data becomes online. And when you are interacting in any case on the website or apps, that also data is getting, online stored. How many times it has occurred to you that you go to the same brand, but they ask your data twice, thrice, 4 times? And then you wonder, you asked me last time, why again? So the whole power of data analytics can bring the value for your customers if data will be managed right as well. And then you can put across, analytics on top of that to bring the right value. There are many tools and technologies, but I think usually we are forgetting the power of governance on it. So that is something that you guys should, focus upon.
All right, well, thank you. So in the entire digital space, Ranjit, when we're talking all digital, how do you think we should create the balance between humans and technologies or the digital platforms? So to give because see, every time when we talk about, if you will do a sample size of 1,000 people, I'm sure 700 people will say that we want a human touch. but without machines, we cannot also live because we have to also reduce the transactional time. At the same time, we have to be crisp, right? And SOPs are to be managed. So how to create that balance? I think
Yeah,
you should.
thanks, Hemanth. So my experience at Ninjacart taught me how to delicate the balance between human touch and the entire automation piece, right? Ninjacart is at the forefront of digitalizing the entire agri ecosystem. So we have put up in a very toughest challenge because our customer base is very diverse. Our customer base are farmers, retailers, pushcart vendors. So we have been given a tough challenge to digitalize the entire ecosystem, right? So what we did is we tried to automate and digitalize everything, starting from our order taking until the order is getting delivered, right? So, and also, when it comes to the customer support, right, it's very, very important that we thought that, okay, what are the most things or most common drivers, I mean, the volume drivers which comes in, how they can be automated, right? Too much automation also our customers doesn't like, right? So it's very important that there are multiple channels, of course, we have to offer, and also it's very, very important that we speak customers' language, right? Most of the apps just, communicate only with English, but our customer base is diverse. So it's very important that you have that vernacular support. Our bots speak all the languages what our customers are speaking, and even our offices, right? You cannot call lands to a human agent cannot say that, no, I'm not comfortable with the language, let me arrange a callback or transferring, right? So our customer base taught us, right, your automative repetitive tasks should be digitalized completely, and when the bot is breaking down, it has to get transferred to a human agent, because humans are the one who can show that empathy to a customer, right? Our CX team is not trained to solve customer issues. I think we have empowered them to understand, empowered them to solve issues, and we are okay if our CX officer makes a mistake to solve a customer problem. I think the agents are very much afraid to go one step above to solve a customer problem. So we always empower them to solve anything. That's okay to do mistakes. And in a nutshell, I think we strive, we strive every day to ensure that we strike the right balance between automation and digital touch point, so our customers and partners get best of the both worlds.
Great. So until and unless we talk about the tools, the technologies, and the humans using them for the customers, which probably are looking for tools and machines or the humans, when we create that balance, then actually the focus is that the experience is created by using all those things. So well said. My this thing is that as a technology company also, there are so many rapid movements, rapid changes in the technology world. So in the advancement in technology, Mehfooz, what an organization take as a foolproof measure, to before using it, before implementing a tool or a technology in a fast-paced world like that?
See, I come from the insurance background, so I'll just give you a brief on what are we solving right now. See, every experience of the industry, because the customer set is different for every industry. My set of customers comes from the remote location. Just give you a brief idea, like I believe in India we are just 8 to 9% penetration of insurance. Rest all assets and human are uninsured in India. So the kind of experience which we are driving is depend on the geographical location and the kind of customers we have. Now, to put in a technology, that's depend like, for example, we create email bot, we bought chat bot, there are letter and faxes also, which still exist. So if you talk about the foolproof strategy to intact the customer experience, I believe insurance companies and other industries also should invest in agile technologies where they can have the technology which is easily adaptable, or it's a plug and play kind of environment. So whenever there is a change in the market, then easily they can plug in. Second important part is data, because if you are if you are exposing the data to if the person is working on-site or off-site, Y-site, then there should be a cyber security risk also. I think that is also been taken care. As an insurer, I can guide you, you should buy a cyber insurance also for that. And then very important is employee training, because as you said, we was discussing, the customer's experience comes from the employee. If the backend employee is on our same track, what we was talking about earlier, I think that is very, very important, because see, one person working on Delhi, other person is working in Chennai. If their process will not remain the same, if their approach will not remain the same, they will not be able to give the experience. Because solving a customer problem and giving an experience is two different things. See, customer asked something, I said, you give me the policy, I have given the policy. He said, now this is a customer resolution. He said, give me the policy. I said, okay, take the policy, and your renewal is coming on the next year, and this is your renewal notice. That is an experience. So I think the technology is very important, and then if you talk about, I think customer-centric approach is, yes, required. And there will be, whatever the changes is coming, that's very, very important. It's like in a policy bazaar, we actually are insurance, we actually a technology company who sells insurance. So what are we solving it? We are solving 90% insurance problem, and we have a motto, Har Ghar Insurance. How we are giving the insurance to? Because we are educating the customer to come on a platform which even like difficult for them to use the technology. So how easy we can make our customer journey, the minimum click to them, how important it is, so that they can the entire information there. And whenever they stuck somewhere, somebody will reach to them and then guide to how to navigate the entire things. So I think this is also very, very important. And monitoring what we developed it, what we have evolved it, and whatever the technological changes already built in, is it informed to the customer or not for the next year? This is very, very important. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd like to conclude our panel by asking everyone this question, that we talked about the framework of digital strategies. Then we talked about how the data should be analyzed, how we should do the personalization of the whole personalization, how we create the personal experience, and then all of these are to be delivered by your people. And your people, for variety of reasons, are diversified in age groups also. And your motive is to give a good customer experience through probably tech, through probably the content, through probably the humans themselves. So how can any organization effectively build a framework or a strategy for a good digital experience by having their people aligned, the diversified people aligned? So Monika, I think I should start from you, and then it's all about people who create the business or the customers or the customer experience in the end.
Sure. So we are talking about automation, we are talking about Gen AI, we are talking about, and there were times when we were just singing song of IoT. But who are the ones who are creating all of that? We, humans. And also, we also need to remember that we sing the song for customer, customer, customer. But we often forget that the first customer is our employee. They are our internal customers. If they are not happy, or if they are not aligned, if they are not harmonized, synchronized, then it's very difficult proposition to bring that right customer experience and the business out of it. Now often it has been found as just before this panel discussion, we were talking to Hemanth, and the pointer came up that in the organization, in any organization for that matter, there are different age groups. And it becomes sometimes such a tough proposition to let them work in the more harmonious way and aligned and remain aligned with the strategy and the roadmap of the organization, right? So many times it happens. We all have experienced, in its own flavors. I think somewhere we need to take people out of the process. Because when we only talk about the process based on the facts, based on the data points that we are having, then the age, the caste, the gender doesn't matter. Because then it remains like, the process. So more organizations will move towards onto the process path, then definitely these differences that are there in the society of humans, that can be handled to certain extent.
You are principally saying that process is prime, people will align to it.
Yes.
Okay, good point. I think, Nitika, you should have an alternative point to this, argumentative.
Yes, Hemanth, I completely agree with what Monika said, but I have a different point of view also. So we heard all of us talk about that role of effective communication, that, for a great digital experience, then we need to also make sure that the experience is personalized, right? And then we also looked at how data helps in then personalizing that experience, and what tools we can use to, right, to make sure that these experiences are delivered well to the customer across various channels, right? So, and then there are people, now we are talking about, there are people sitting behind these channels, delivering that experience, right, to the customer. So I think what I would say is that we definitely need technology to support these people, the employees or our workforce, who's delivering that experience, to be able to deliver this experience, harmoniously, so that they are also aware that when a customer has come onto, say, a physical store, or onto the website, or on social media, they get a similar sort of experience, and also they are not repeating themselves, and that technology will help the employees, right?
So processes and technology,
Technology
is they take.
yes.
Yeah, Prashant.
So I feel processes are good and we should have them for standardization, but then most of the times what also happens is with processes, the frontline staff starts linking everything to process, right? They don't think out of the box. So how do you create that fine balance where they are also enabled, or they feel empowered to start adding value to the whole ecosystem? So I would say process dependence over people, yes, but then empower people to be able to give you inputs for continuous improvement.
So for you people, process, technology, people. Now, Ranjit.
Okay, I'm going to talk about two things. One is the right CX technology. The CX technology stack plays a very, very significant role in transforming not only the customer experience, even the employee experience. Right? If you have most of the contact centers you go, the agent who is addressing a customer query is on constant pressure of addressing the next query when he's talking to the customer, right? So there are calls on queue, there are chats on queue. It's very important. If your employee has to multitask things, they have to be super empowered with the right technology, and they should have an omni-channel kind of technology where they can solve the customer's problem instantly, right? So it's very important. CX technology plays a vital role in creating that personalized experience for customers, and also to gain trust. Right? The moment you say that, sir, we are creating a complaint and we're going to get back to you, I think we're going to lose trust there. Right? So second thing is employee training and engagement. Empowered employees can deliver a super enriching experience. So it's very important that we invest a lot of time in training our people, because as a product, every product is dynamic nowadays. Every month we launch new features and everything, right? So it's very important that we train our people how to handle these kind of scenarios. And I think, yeah, these are the two things. Thank you.
So you are trying to sum it up with putting processes also, technology also, and the people empowerment also to the whole thing. Seetharam, it's your turn.
For our kind of organization, so we have a hybrid world of work. It is not necessarily on the customer experience backend side, but we have an omni-channel touch point, right? So we just have our customer contact center, plus we have frontline executives who are there to support customers, right? So when we are delivering seamless personalized experiences, you need to have a proper training structure. with the processes and aid them with the tools and technologies so that they can provide personalized and a seamless experience across the channel to the customers. See, if I have to elevate my customers' experience so that they are loyal to the brand, the experience has to be seamless and they should be empowered, right? They are not empowered to talk about their personal things like do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but to a certain extent there are processes set where they will be the first point of contact where they can provide first-time resolutions for any kind of customer requirement as such, right? That's the kind of training that we provide, which is more personalized and treat the customers as if they are your family and to provide them with the solution point of view.
Yeah, I was trained on COPC in 2005. First party resolution was the only thing I studied in 5 days and gave a 6 hours exam in various case studies, only figuring out how the first party resolution can happen. Great point. Mehfooz.
The process, technology and human, yes, play a vital role in experience, enhancing the experience. Parallelly, we should see whatever the customer feedback is, because sometimes we create a technology, we build a tool, we make it live, and customer is not aware about it. So depending on this feedback, we should train our system bots, or whatever as the Monika said, is very important. Depending on the age factor, we need to find out what kind of touch point we need to give it to our customers. For example,
so
like Prashant said, कि कोई 60 साल पुराना आदमी है तो रात में 2 घंटे बात करे जा रहे हो.
Correct.
So we should find out what kind of touch point we should give it to our customer, and that is very, very important because it will give a different kind of experience to them. Thank you.
So in this point, my view is that when a company is, let's say, a 10-year-old company or a 15-year-old company or a 20-year-old company, so what happens is, when I have started, I was 26. So the team which I also had was around the same age, 23, 24, 26. We all became 40. Our viewpoint about something is absolutely different from a guy who is now 25, well educated, and his communication skills and our communication skills are completely of different world. A 25-year-old guy does not speak a proper Hindi or English. There is a definite, steno kind of language which we don't decipher easily. So putting them into same platform, out of this discussion, what I'm going to go back and start a panel discussion in my company. Putting up all the age groups, all the departments, couple of panels, because until you motivate them and show them that foresight of 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line where we are to go, in the fast-paced changes which are happening in the society, in the technical world, in the way we consume things, if they are not aligned, because a 45-year or a 40-year-old guy's dream world is different from a 25 years dream world. If both of them are not aligned or motivated enough to have the same dream world for the company, then the customer experience is gone to a toss. So I think that people's motivation, people's alignment, bringing them together time and again, and innovating on your processes, innovating on your systems or the tools of the world, and telling them that we have a far way to go, and that ways we can have a customer experience, because customer experience is all about that passion which we want to receive ourselves and want to then render it to the customer.
I think I just want to add on that. So I think, have you gone for trekking? Yeah. So Hill Point, where is the Hill Point? That location needs to be same for everyone. The ways and how you will reach there can be different.
So the oldie has to find out the shorter way or automated way to do the thing, and the younger should be able to do the marathon.
It doesn't matter because important is that there must be some 50 years old person in your organization and there must be some 25. The importance is that they both know where is the hill point. It should not happen that it's on hill A and they are going to hill B, right? So I think that is important, because in their respective journey, because you don't know for how long they are going to continue in your company, right? But for howsoever time they are there, they need to enjoy that journey.
Absolutely, they should be able to hail together in that paradise which probably we create for them. That this is the paradise, enjoy. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Any questions? We are like short. I mean, we have finished our thing in less than. I mean, there are 2 minutes, less than our time. If there are any questions, you can point it to the panelist, or we say good to go. But we still have 2 minutes. Why are you? I mean, personalized experience, boss. Yeah. Any questions? We say thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for the
Thank you.
patient hearing.
Thank you.
So I would like to thank our moderator and the panelists. I request Mr. Hemanth Purohit, CEO Parahit, to do the honors by honoring our panelists. Ms. Monika Kapoor, Director, Enterprise Technology Solutions, IT COE, Thermo Fisher Scientific. I request everyone to please put your hands up in the air and give a huge round of applause for our panelists. Followed by Ms. Nikita Das, Director, India Marketing, Dassault Systems. Folks, we have almost come to the end of the day, so a little bit of energy would be really great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Prashant Sharma, Vice President, CX, Risk and Payments, Gameskraft. Mr. Ranjit Kumar, Head of Customer Experience, Ninjacart. Mr. Seetharam Srinivasan, Director, Supply Chain and Customer Experience, HARMAN International Private Limited. And last but not the least, Mr. Mehfooz Ali Khan, Head of Operations, PBPartners.